Oh, okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Swedish's stream. I'm the one doing the intro today because it seems as if Swedish is busy right now. So welcome to the stream. I don't know if the link's down there or not. Probably is it? No, it's not. Never mind. And on today's stream, we're gonna apparently only have me because I don't know where everyone else is. Well, me in Swedish, but you know what I mean. Wait, what's they saying? Friday. All right. I thought maybe COVID was that whatever it's called. Kung Fu. Um, Not entirely sure what we're going to talk about today. Could be perhaps, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about, I don't know, urban legends or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, finally. Jeez. My mic was didn't want to work.
Ah, yes, technology being the best around.
Well, probably it's just every time when I use whatever mic is supposed to be working, or if I'm going somewhere online, it says mic can be an option. It says either allow or deny. And every time when I go on Discord, on here, um, let's say it would say the same appearance, but I didn't click on allowed or deny, so that may have been the reason why my mic wasn't working. That's just great. I wonder if any of the other nuts are coming in.
No, it might just be me.
So, how's your dad today, though, after the surgery?
He's doing well. I kind of just left Roy alone. He's still out there. I don't know what he's doing with him right now, though.
Who knows? Yeah, I haven't done much today myself. I mean, Fridays. Yeah, I don't even know. I think I will be doing stream tomorrow or something like that, since I really don't know how many hours I have left. I think it probably is 16 or 18 hours total been used. And look, is here, our friendly Canadian nut.
What's up, Nutcracker?
Not much. Not Ballbuster.
Oh no, I would never do that kind of techniques. I hate the people who does that.
I would. I would kick you in the balls.
Yeah. The person who tries that, I break her or his leg or arm that she tried to hit me with. I don't even care. Nobody allowed to hurt
Unless,
me there.
Bad timing.
unless it is your girlfriend does it.
No, didn't get it. If she did that, I would like, sorry, I can't be with you anymore. This is your fault.
Well, who knows? So what you been up to, Kuvo?
Not much. I've been watching a few videos, a few anime kind of fan made songs and rap videos.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much myself. Just woke up around noon. Well, actually, not around, almost 2 in the afternoon, and just watch some TV. Uh, Actually, I've been just before the stream, I actually did another short Star Wars fact video. Um, I mean, and I did took a walk earlier. Just I really needed to get out some get of fresh air, clear my head. Just do something like sometimes when I don't know what to do, I just go out, just and it usually sometimes helps me to focus on like what type of next story to be done. And I know that many people have been asking me to do the stories for many years now. I had been even Dashi have been asking me to do a story for him or
Yeah.
her. I don't know. So I told Dashi that I'm not going to do that for quite a while. The reason is why is that I decides, despite how many stories I have been given, and I decide to pick the stories I want to do.
Oh, okay.
But I make it my I will do an exception if there's someone who asks for the gear doing a store for us as someone's birthday, something like that, perhaps. But other than that, yeah, it's I
So
don't
that
know.
means you won't take like requests and all things like that.
Uh, I mean, people can always still leave their request for the stores. That I don't say they don't have to stop doing that because, but this, but knowing at how many stores I have been giving for the past several years, and and if I had to be doing each one, I wouldn't be able to be know what to do. Some of the stores I want to do, and I can't do stories. Okay, if I would
What
have
about
to do,
what if you mix both? Like you do, like you make two of the stories you want, and then the other days you make the two other stories they want.
well, that's could work, but the same thing is, if I had to do every single story that people ask me to do, um, well, if I had to make, say, if I had to make, say, between 5 or 8 stories a day, okay, that would have been really impossible for me to do, unless, unless if I do 8 audio stories of all the story. If I okay, despite the ones that I had been told to make as text and music, what if I decided, nope, I'm going to do with audio instead for those, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been the same. And even the someone that like Stormy asked me to do, if why wouldn't I done use could bring back some of the old songs? That is the reason I can't do. I mean, for in the past few years before all this, I actually had a lot of copyrights almost daily, almost every single week.
Wait, you had copyright, but it doesn't seem like you had because I still see the videos with those songs in it. They didn't delete
No, I
it.
mean, no, there were okay. First, some of the stories did actually get. I mean, on the channel, there when you're seeing like functions like your playlist, comments, and all that. There is always that if you get a copyright or more, they will appear. And I have get, I did get a lot of copyrights in uh, in the early days, on my when I was making my stories, mainly for two reasons. One, that Hasbro detected I used pictures from the actual show, and two, I was using music from like Balto, the dog, and other copyrighted, like even Kung Fu Panda 3, I believe it was the song of the songs. And that is
Oh
the
well,
reason.
I know that the movie songs often are copyrighted. I don't know why they do that, but some of them are. So
Yeah,
those are like
that is the reason.
the
Yeah,
ones
so
that
that
you
is
can do.
yeah, so that's the reason why I don't use any of those songs anymore. Because one time I had like 40 plus copyright on 40 stories. That was the most amount of stories I ever had. And the last
But is it
copyright
like
I
sorry?
I mean,
Is it
okay,
like
first,
the blocked worldwide kind of copyright, or is it like another kind?
well, there's only that it makes they only makes a mark that's like Dashi had when then someone said that's well, mainly it is when a person claimed that I using one of their clients' songs. And here's a crazy though. Here's a crazy. Another friend of my an old YouTube friend, which I hadn't even talked in a while now. He this person made music by his own music app on his phone,
Yeah.
and after a while, someone claimed even though it's only for like from between 1 and 5 seconds that song clip belonged to the client of a professional musician, but it wasn't even true. But I couldn't even do anything. I mean, I could always,
Oh God.
yeah, and
That brings me bad memories because
and
I
Dashi,
actually have a story about that.
yeah,
If
and
but I'm gonna tell you.
Dashi is also in the comments says that Game Guy's profile is not showing up on his end, and
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, this happened when it.
technology, the best around. Hang on.
I wonder
um,
why we can see it, but YouTube can't see it. That's kind of weird.
Hold on,
yeah,
I'm gonna be Lauren and Titicus for a second.
but here's
Maybe if I
also
change it, it'll fix it.
another thing is when I had 40 copyrights, I was really stunned. I even had, and they, when that
Wait,
happens,
won't that is that supposed to affect your channel like really badly?
it can. I mean, copyrights, you can. You can get copyright of almost anything. But the most worst thing happened when I got a copy strike.
Oh, those
You
are
get
like the
only
block. Oh, I guess they're not safe ones.
yeah. If you get three strikes, you're out. Your channel will be completely deleted off this YouTube site.
Yeah, I know.
And from what I heard, I don't know if it is true that you will be banned for life from even to make another channel. But I don't know.
Yeah,
It's I, I don't know.
but as far as like you guys already know, like I use a lot of music in my videos, but somehow I don't get any copyright, and the only ones that I actually get is like, when they say like they're blocked in certain countries, they're the ones that I have, but it's not the like the block worldwide, which I know they're those ones are like the not safe ones, like those ones are
Well,
the.
okay, that's true. But here's another thing. A friend of mine, she made those called night score videos, and she had no problem with doing that. And she had no copyrights of anything. But I did once put in a night score as background music. After a while, copyright claim. And the last known copyright I had was last month actually. But only one. Um, but here's the thing. Um, here's the most positive thing. If I would have to be using music in the background, and since YouTube has its own sound library that has instrumental background music and even sound effects, and if I would have to use any of those, and if suddenly if I would get a copyright claim, well, I has not the one to be blamed on because I have been using the same thing. I would probably reached out to YouTube saying, someone claimed that I have been using that's the client song that was not allowed, but I would say I've been using that from your site, from your
Wait, you can actually reach out to YouTube?
yeah, you can, you can.
Huh, I didn't know
The
that.
same, you can even like if you have problems with your Facebook, you can also reach out to the company from that or
Huh,
Instagram.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but um, I know some people actually had reached out to YouTube's channel a company or something, like if they have some issues. And
Yeah.
and of course, if that happened to my channel, if someone claimed that I'd be using someone's music, despite that it in fact is contained, that YouTube has its own playlist that people can download freely, and
Yeah.
and since the company, those uh, musicians, or let's say those professional singers, companies, record companies, and YouTube have an agreement. And
Yeah.
oh, sorry about that, Brony. Forgot to put the link. What the? Come on,
What?
Brony asked, "Where is the link?" I didn't put it in there. um, but anyways, I mean, if YouTube would decide, I mean, if I would get any copyright on one of my videos, on any of that, okay, that makes sense. But if someone else were to claim, how would in the world that makes sense if I were to copyright and if I be using one of YouTube's free sound libraries in the comments or something like that? Okay,
I
it's
wonder. I wonder if you can reach out to YouTube to like remove the copyright. Is that a thing you can do?
I think so. I mean, you can always fight against that. You can. I mean, at least I know Dr. Wolf, another Brony analyst.
Oh
He
yeah, I know
had
him.
he had a problem with that in his channel. His channel was taken down temporarily after some copyright, but that was taken down, and he was back again. I mean, it's possible that you can actually do that, and I know that some channels can no longer being pretty much active, meaning that those channels can be still been around after being abandoned for, say, for only being active. Let's say if Brony Dreamer made a channel, say back in 2020, and he posted a lot of videos of his favorite YouTubers, or what he talked about, what he thinks. And suddenly, after around 5 years, he stopped using his YouTube channel around 2025. And 10 years later, that channel still remains. I
Yeah.
actually, I have seen a lot of, since I have seen a lot of Sonic spriters, some of those hasn't even been active for maybe as 10 years, and those channels
Yeah.
still around. Have you seen Hawkins Mansion?
That's not a name that I know, but you can tell me about it.
Well, basically is a spriter where a guy named Mark with Leon, or his well, it's basically um, Mark is he's a not a hedgehog, but he's a wolf. Um, his friend Leon, or in this case, Salazar, or which is also known as what's his name, Power Trip. He's a kidna, well, is a god actually, and apparently it turned out that the creator is going to quit doing his channel. Well, that's serious. He is burnt out, but he decided not to removing any of those things. And looky,
What? What is going on?
we have waterfall palm tree.
Oh, I thought it was someone else, but anyway.
What?
Hey, now he really is the Michigan palm tree.
Yep.
Look at that.
Unless it is someone else pretending to be him. Oh, it's him. Yeah, I mean, copyright on YouTube is always a big issue. And that's the reason why that even though most people ask me if I could use some old songs again, like Stormy, but I don't want to take the risk. Not at all. So I decided And people may think that the pictures that I use in my stories, I'm not the creator of any of those. And
Yeah, of course I know that.
I never claim any ownership of any of those. I never did. That's what I always put in the credits in those videos. Like I gave the credits to the owner of the artist. I never claim any of those, but it's some of the videos that I am. If you can see, actually, there are only a few. There is a few videos that I actually can claim as the artist, which is would be me. In a
Wait, you
few of them.
actually do art?
Well, I mean, there is a website online where you can actually do this. Um, make your own ponies OCs based on the 2017 movies designs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But unfortunately, it is you can actually don't add your own cutie mark into those, but you can actually make cutie marks that based on the show from this website. But there is also things. There is a limit. There is a limit. There is only a limit how cutie mark designs, main designs, tail designs, code colors, main color, and there is some of the main designs is let's see, Sweetie Belle, uh, Big Macintosh, Scootaloo, I think, but you can also make Unicorn, Alicorn, Earth Pony, Pegasus,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, and you can also you can make the this pony
Um,
to have a name.
the only like site that I know that does that is Pony Creator.
Yeah, there is one that was made from General Soy or General, I believe it or something. Unfortunately, that was unable to be using anymore since that was the where my old OC was made from.
Oh really?
Yep, and I even made another OC from that one. Would be my adopted only points OC daughter actually, Silver Moon.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
Kyle.
Oh
got another
god.
one.
oh, our Princess Nutcracker.
Yeah, right.
Hi.
That was creepy.
What?
Hi.
Don't call me creepy, you little.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
can call him
kidding.
shit. Sometimes Dash is a little shit.
Oh. I thought that was one of the words I could not use in your videos.
Uh, yeah, and even sometimes Waterfall can be. I would say that word, but I would say he can be annoying. It sometimes. Even
Oh, I agree.
even Game Guy can be annoying. You can be annoying. Dash can be annoying. I can be annoying. Anyone can be annoying. It depends on.
It's true.
I mean, it depends on the situation and
True,
what we're
true.
talking about. And like even your
Swedish.
parents, I mean, your parents, siblings can be annoying.
Well,
What's
I
up?
don't have siblings, so they can't really annoy me. But anyway,
What's up, Poultry?
but I wish I had a sister though.
Cole was more of a nutcracker if he has any more nuts. If he has any of his nuts left.
You know,
But
Oh,
you know the
well,
reason
you don't have
you
any
know the
brains
reason-
left. How about that?
because he's the reason also that's why there's a lack of nuts in Canada.
Oh come on.
Especially if he were down here in the U.S., we probably run out of coconuts faster than we could blink.
Well, except for Hawaii. By the way, Brony, do you even have any poultries in Indonesia?
I guess no.
Huh. I mean, I know there's palm trees in Siberia.
See. Oh yeah, I remember now. There's also a palm tree.
Yeah, I mean, Kubo. If I said this, do you think it can be palm trees in Siberia?
Well, I don't really know that country or city, but
Okay, Siberia is part of Russia.
Russia. I don't think there would be any palm tree there because I think Russia is one of the cold countries, not a hot
There
one.
is. There is palm trees, but not in the wild, but in the train stations.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen this YouTube channel that is called Bald and Bankruptcy, which is basically is a guy who is bald, and he used to have a bookshop back in England, went bankrupt. That's the hence of the name. He travels around a lot in Belarus, Ukraine, and even Russia, and he can't the name. He can't the language. And I
Wait, what the
saw
heck?
some
You
of
have
videos.
Minecraft already?
No, okay. First, he used to own a bookshop back in England,
Yeah.
and went that one went bankruptcy, which hence
What?
the name.
Just tell me again.
The guy owned a bookshop back in England, but that one went
Yeah.
bankruptcy. And his YouTube channel is called Bald and Bankruptcy, which he's bald, and and bankruptcy is a reference to his bookshop went bankruptcy back in the 90s.
Oh.
Yeah. And since this guy travels a lot in Russia and in Siberia, and saw the train station that he came across has palm trees. And
That's
I can
kinda
say this.
unusual.
I know it's not unusual. I mean, a lot of train stations, like even in Sweden, can have some areas that could have palm trees, because the central station, I believe at least in Stockholm, Sweden, actually has a small area which has trees or bushes.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not because the reason why usually some train stations or airports may have that is to have some to make more relaxing environment.
Though are
It's
those
what-
like real palm trees or those like those fake plastic ones?
It could depends. It could be real or it could be plastic. It's hard to say for certain about that. But I mean, in my hometown, there is no such things as palm trees or anything. But but they can depend on the size of the station itself.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a small station, probably. But
And especially here in the U.S. I mean, I could probably say down in Florida and maybe around California, there are some train stations that are not like the big ones where you have to wait for the train inside the building. But there's also ones that have like open you out to outdoor scenery that have palm trees surrounding the place.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Real ones. at
While
that.
waiting for the train, you can take yourself a coconut.
Kubo, you crazy African graham cracker.
Is that the best you got, you little bastard?
That wasn't me.
No, I
That's
was looking to Malachite.
I was about to say, don't you mispronounce my name, you chocolate nutcracker.
Well, I am a hot chocolate, all right, but
Hot. If any of the girls in your question looked at you, they're probably going to say, "Nah, not my type."
yeah, well, you're too ugly anyway,
It
so
also might be illegal. So
Hey, that's my friend there you're talking about. You
sorry.
doofus.
Okay, how about this name?
This coming from our friendly grape juice vampire.
Oh yeah, right about that watermelon mist.
Oh, jeez.
Oi! Can't you give that a break for one day?
Nah, he always
Nope.
have to change our names. I don't know why. Apparently, it gives him like such a like I guess fun, some kind of fun.
Wherever you global warming issue, psycho.
Zombie. I wish that could be a nice zombie movie though. That would be kind of cool. Just liquidating every single one of them. Bah, 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 with freaking pistols and all. That would be cool.
I definitely heard. I definitely heard licking.
No, I said
So-
liquidating. That means
I
killing.
definitely heard
Same here.
licking.
Yep.
I
Same
didn't
here.
say licking. I said
Oh,
liquidating. That means killing.
Kofu is gonna lick some vampires.
Yeah. he
And I
can
wasn't
kill us.
talking about vampires. I was talking about zombies. But anyway,
let's know if
Whatever.
He's like a Bloody Murray.
anywho,
Excuse me.
oh, wait. Hey,
So, Dash, you've been up to?
Oh, nothing much. Just visioning Dashy getting beaten up, and the main six actually going there through the Mikuni map. Mikuni map. I was visioning how the Dashing Vapor Trail story was gonna go. It's like Dashy says, Sky Stinger, you do not need to throw that towel on Vapor Trail. That was rude. That was absolutely rude. And yes, I remember it from the show, but it's gonna be way different. Then Sky Stinger says, if you're gonna defend her, I will beat the crap out of you. Which he starts doing that, and then Vapor Trail goes to get the assistant, which is Spitfire, and the main six come stop him, but Dashy ends up in the medical unit of the Wonderbolts, and then Vapor Trail is by her side every single day. And once she told her parents the story, they are like, wow, you're such a lifesaver. And yeah, and then I was thinking that could be somewhere in there, but the main six pulls mainly Rainbow Dash and Twilight pulls Sky Stinger off of Dashy, and Dashy can't stand or like do anything. She's so badly hurt. And then
ow.
and then possibly some of the main six visit Vapor Trail. Well, Dashy in the hospital, but Vapor Trail is like, I love her for what she did to defend me. I would never break up with her. But Sky Stinger, on the other hand, I would never go out with him again. I would never let him be around our children, our future children. And then I was thinking after the main six get there and are by their Dashy side, I was thinking you could add a lot of the bits that you usually would like add, because I know you're a creative video creator. So I would let you add some of the stuff that you wanted to. And then that, yeah. And if I need to make any children, I will, and I'll send it to you through Messenger. If you want to have any children, or if you already have the children picked out, I'm fine with that.
Oh, yeah, about that story, I don't know when it's going to be made, honestly. Just, I just focus on my own for a while now.
Yeah, but you've been posting some of your own videos. I
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean.
I like the idea, but there was an idea you had in mind to where maybe I post some of my ideas and then post some of the people in the comments ideas, and then go back to mine and go back to theirs the next day. I like that idea. Seriously, it's actually, pretty
Yeah, I don't know that's
creative.
happening. No. Yeah, but I can say this: there
Wait,
is one story that's involved Dashi that has been made.
If it's Malachite's idea, I'm like really excited to see it.
Yeah, he did mention that he asked me to do a story for you, but I'm not saying who is involved.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Jesus.
It's like
what?
probably
What's wrong?
polarizers here.
What's wrong? Oh god.
Polarizers here.
Seriously.
Hey, the Arabian guy! Yay!
Well, now-
Yay! It's our friendly Pop Tart polar bear.
I'm
Um,
back. I'm back with my beautiful friends. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, you
great.
hairy
Thank you for
Arabian?
asking.
Fucking hell. How y'all doing, man?
I'm doing
That's the same thing twice.
good.
Jesus. Oh my god, I'll tell you something. Discord is being an absolute bitch. Apologies.
Discord has not blocked my other accounts. They just kept it.
Well, Polarizer is fucking high on Pepsi. Lol. Really, Sam? Really?
We don't use real names.
I know.
Yeah, you don't-
You can delete.
So,
You can delete this one. You can delete this one. You can delete this one. I retract my statements.
I think,
Wow.
I think he would forgive you, but try not to.
Oh my god, I'm allergic to polarizer.
Welcome back. So how we all been doing? How we all been doing?
I've
Pretty
been
good.
doing good. But when I
I'm,
try,
I'm
How-
okay. How are you, Nawaki?
Well,
How have you been, you British Pop Tart?
I've been depressed last week. I've been really depressed. I've been going through like serious stuff.
Wait, why? Oh, okay.
And I did I applied for a gym membership recently. I've been going to the gym, been working out a lot,
Oh god,
Why
here
was he proud
comes
of you?
second Roy.
and I was looking forward to telling my friend on Discord about it, but unfortunately, Discord's being an absolute bitch and saying that I don't share the MLP servers with the recipients. Well, some of the My Little Pony servers that I'm
I
usually
just
on.
remembered this. The actual
well,
servers.
people that create My Little Pony servers are not the actual creators of My Little Pony.
I know they are.
I hope
know
nobody
they
can
are. I know they are.
nobody can read though, but
Yeah, when Discord's being a butthead to me, it won't launch the Discord app on my laptop. I would have to click on one of the notifications to launch it.
Anytime I try to send a message, it keeps saying, "I'm sorry, your message can't be delivered," following that you don't share the server with the recipient or.
That's
that
because
this
it's a
oh
person-
god,
glitch.
I hate when it does that.
And when it does that, that's because they're trying to protect other people, which is stupid.
Like, fam, I've been friends with this woman for over a year. You know, I've been friends with her for almost a
no,
year. We've been
Oh.
close.
It's a girl.
Yeah, it
don't-
is.
Don't make it blush.
You sure you're just
Yeah.
friends?
Yes, we are. We are good friends. I did mention you lot in a positive light. Don't worry. No,
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Serious.
That
I
happens-
mentioned
that
you lot in a
happens-
positive light.
That happens
But-
to me too, because obviously the glitch
I feel like it's
that's
happened to
a
me too,
big
but
glitch that's not going to get fixed.
Fam, honestly, all of my friends that I follow on Discord are fine, but Adra, that's the name, by the way, and that's
Yeah, and when
the friend
they
I'm
leave,
speaking to, by the way. That's the one who I can't. That they're not letting me. That are blocking or not sending my messages through. So I had to make a new one, and I had to tell her about it.
you have to the other person when you trying to send a message and it doesn't go through. The other person left that server you are in with her.
Well, really?
Yeah, because I left a server that was always blowing up my shit. And I had to get a new phone because it slowed down worth of crap.
Depends on which server you are.
Yes, but
I think
We're
it also
talking about-
depends on how many people there are in the server too.
yep,
Well, yeah.
that's true.
God, Jeebus. And I'll tell you now, the amount of calls that I've been getting off Game Guy on Discord.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yeah, don't you
Yeah.
know technology sucks?
I know, man.
Wait,
I
what are you
keep on
saying?
getting-
Wait, what about me?
every time I get a call, I'm just busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy always
So
tries to call me.
yeah, family always goes me in it, and I've
Hey, I just
also
want to check up on you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Nah,
It's okay.
no problem, bro. Nah, no problem. I can see, no Swedish. Jesus,
That's so
She's
weird.
already
So
got a
Swedish.
boyfriend. She's already got a boyfriend, man.
Swedish.
and she's a trans woman, and she's older than me.
How old
I
are
don't know what any of that has to do with her not being your girlfriend.
25.
you? Damn, how old are you?
Gianna was 23 and Roy was 26 and there was 25, but there was nothing wrong with that.
I'm 17.
You can't have a girlfriend until you're at least 18.
Fam, I'm not planning on
Hi,
getting a
I'm
girlfriend.
18.
I've even told her this before. I don't plan on getting a relationship.
That's good. Because if you're 17 and she's 23, you could actually get in serious trouble.
Yes,
It's a law.
and that is called
I'm
child
just gonna
molestation.
pretend like I don't know what
How do
they're
you, how do you
talking
pronounce
about.
it? How do you pronounce it?
Because I
Child
don't.
molest.
So,
Yeah, and if you're
hold on, I
if you
just
get
muted.
21,
oh, Dashy's muted.
if you're 21 and she's
Oh,
turning
no.
30, you'll be a
Brony,
young
he
man.
can't get into the
or-
stream right now because there's 6 people in here and the max amount of people that's allowed on streams is 6. Oh, I apologize. Oh,
Oh, somebody went.
No,
it's Brody.
he is backstage. First of all, you can actually be in first if you have a girlfriend that is 19 or 20 and that you're still 17. That's
We're
is perfectly
friends.
fine.
We're friends.
That's fine. Yeah, I know.
You
I
just
mean
give us an
that.
example.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Example.
Because
Go
I
on,
had
go
a
on.
girlfriend. I had a girlfriend who was. She was actually around almost 8. I believe she was 18, and I was around maybe 16 or 17.
Yeah, go on.
And that was no problem. Her parents, her mom, my parents they were aware of us being dating. The school was aware. Nothing had been a problem. But if she was way older, if she would have been as 30 or 50 as well, that would have been an issue. Definitely.
Yeah.
Harsh.
But that actually has a point. But even if Polarizer and this girl would have been dating, that would have been a problem. But if he was 18, no problem at all.
I say my kids should be 21 before they date. And the other
I have
person
been-
has to be 21.
Well, well, first of all, I have been dating different girls since I was like 13, 14.
Mm,
But it was mostly, for girls from the same class.
uh,
Some of them
Oh.
were maybe most of them were only 1 or maybe 1 year younger or 1 year older.
mm,
But the currently one I've been dating, she is 6 years younger than me. But she's
Ah.
still in her 20s.
that makes sense.
She's gonna be 27 this year.
Adam.
Huh. So she's
Time
Roy's
for me,
age.
time for me to transform. Hold on. I'm transforming. Now, where do I put that?
Transforming, what was he
laptop?
transformed into? He's transformed into
Uh,
Pepsi 05 And now he's a
What?
random lady.
What? That's not my real name. God damn you, Swedish.
Oh my god, it's Pepsi Woman!
No,
Here to
that is,
save the world! Finally.
that's not my real
Always
name.
needed.
This is my real. This is me. This is me. This is me.
That sounds like something you would put on a sign, not an actual name. That sounds like a rule, not a name. I'm just saying.
Well,
No whacking! There's no whacking allowed.
bruh, you do know that I did speak to him through in a few Twitch streams, and he was a really nice guy. Honestly, there's seriously, there's not, to be honest, I kind of feel, I even now, I still feel really grateful having to speak to him through Twitch, and I'll tell you.
Grape, Princess Grape Vampire. What are you doing?
Hello.
I'm here, but I don't know about the other guys.
Dashy, look your name.
I still exist, Dashy.
Hey,
Well,
you do.
time for the big reveal this time. Da 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 da.
Oh, you
Da-da.
you were doing that as a joke.
Oh my god, it's not a girl! Everyone run!
Nah, seriously, I missed you guys. I really, really did. I really missed you guys.
Yeah,
You gave
Yeah,
Banana Man.
I missed you too. You London Bigfoot.
I'm not from London. I'm British. I'm English. I'm from Birmingham.
I'll warn Dylan that you're there.
What a troll. Fam, it's like, it's like the fucking, what was it? The dream? What was it? Dream's face reveal. And everyone's making fun of him for revealing his face after 2-3 years.
Jeez, that's messed up.
Oh, I've seen the new Mario memes, for the Mario movie, and I'm gonna say this now. I'm not going to see the Mario movie this year.
Why?
Why not?
You know why, Game Guy. You know why.
I do. Can you explain to me how I know this and why I know this and how I would have known in the first place, despite the fact that you've never even told me?
Has anyone seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
I have.
I've seen
I've
the
only seen the first
two
one.
first
I know
movies.
of it.
That's why I'm not going to see the movie. Fam, if they had chose Martinet, if she
Wait, hold on a
didn't
second.
know-
Hang on. Just hold the phone for a second.
Oh, no.
It took you
Okay.
until now to learn that Mario is voiced by freaking Chris Pratt.
Yes. What, you guys didn't know?
You! Why did it take you until now? Everyone knows that by now. No one cares. Well, they do care, but
Fam,
you should know that by
gonna say
now.
this-
What
this
the
man, yeah,
actual
This
hell?
man, brother, yo, this man can't even do the right Mario voice.
The reason
How did
why
you
he
not
doesn't.
know that?
The reason is why, because he's stupid.
Of course he's stupid.
You. Like even
course
Kofu,
he's
even
stupid.
Kofu knows
Of
that, right,
course
Kofu?
He
Oh,
probably
of course,
didn't-
I know that.
He probably wasn't. He probably wasn't paying attention to that. And also, Mario as a cat, like meow, Oh boy! I mean, first of all, I had to
There's a
ask.
lion. That would be cool.
Okay, first I had to ask.
No,
Since
we
we
don't
have
talk
our
about 3D World. We don't talk about
okay,
3D World.
since we have our friendly Mario expert here,
Hi.
Gang Guy, is there any form of cat in any of the official games of Mario?
Well, let's see here. There's Cat
I know that there's-
Bowser from 3D World. There's Cat Mario from 3D World. Basically, it's all from 3D World. It's a power up from that game.
All right, but I probably will never. I might see. Okay, when that happened in the scene of the second trailer, seeing the reaction of Donkey. Oh boy. And his speech or the actor, let's say it was, I don't mean, I heard the voice from Donkey Kong series. It doesn't match this based on the pattern of the speech. I mean, so far I give the movie maybe 2-3 stars of 5, but I hadn't even seen it. It's not going to be released until April 3rd. But it might be released in Sweden April 1st or 2nd. I don't know. It happens, but
Hey,
sometimes
it's my birthday. One of those dates, anyway.
unless they decide to postpone the movie release until like sometimes later the year or maybe another year.
I heard they are holding the movie back a few days, but I don't know. I think that's in like a couple of countries. It might be mine too.
Yeah, that's like say Sonic the first movie. I mean, we all know what happened. It's just, but
That design was so bad.
the first appearance was completely trash. I mean,
Some would
audience-
say it was terrifying.
yeah, the audience hated it, and
What the heck?
What the?
No,
I
my
was-
phone.
I can say this: have you guys ever seen Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
No.
No, but I know they put Ugly Sonic in it.
Oh yeah, in the live action movie, I saw it, and apparently, he helped them. Yes, like
You know what I find funny though? The Sonic
What?
movie, the first Sonic movie, the problem it had was Sonic's first design. Like nobody liked
Mhm.
it, and then when the fans were like, "Hey, change it," the movie makers were like, "Okay, well, we're gonna change it." And now the
Yeah,
Mario
here's the
movie has
thing
a
about
similar problem where instead of the design, it's the voice. People
yeah,
are
but
like,
here's the,
change the voice, but they are not
yeah, but
doing it.
here's the one
so-
thing.
I don't know.
Here's one thing. Based on the people hated the design in the first movie, and that when he appeared in the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers live action, why didn't even though
I'm back.
even though there was probably the same voice actor, but why in the world would they even, since they knew that people hated his design, why did they even put him there? Question is
Probably because
why?
it's pop culture. It was like really relevant. People are still freaking out over it, and the movie makers were like, "Well, that
Yeah.
be kind of funny to put in our movie." Swipe.
There have been talks about making a sequel to that movie.
Why can I hear with that eating?
Can you imagine if they didn't they
Hold
make
on,
a
Arthur, what are you
versus
doing?
Sonic movie?
Okay, hold on. Can you see that I am eating a packet of crisps?
Yes,
Well,
but
Wow, cool.
you're
can't
eating
hear
it so
others.
damn loud.
Well,
yeah, you're making a bag Kringle so loud.
sorry. I do that sometimes. I've got a habit.
You're good.
You know what's weird?
Ah.
You know what's
Why you
weird?
laugh?
When you know what's weird? If he was eating those crisps around winter of last year, he could have been a funny Christmas character called Crisp Kringle.
Come on.
Kringle.
And to wash it all off, I
Have
got some G2O to wash it all off.
you guys have
Oh, that's
probably heard
good.
of
Okay, that's good. Look what I'm
Uh,
drinking.
Fago.
Oh,
That's
Never
it.
heard of.
First time I've
Never heard
seen
of
your
it.
face since 2022, isn't it? Goldfire.
Oh, good grief.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
Waterfall mist. That's
And
his
this is the
name.
first time you lot are seeing
Oh.
me with a already going.
hey guys, I
beard.
gotta go train real quick, so I'll be right back later.
Right.
All right,
I'll
that's
see
if
y'all
he's
later.
still alive.
Right.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh, has anyone been watching any of the new Gen 5 episodes?
Oh my god. Old Chrome throws Polarizer's face is great right now. There is no context in the face he's making right now. It's brilliant. I love it.
You can just put it on a poster and say, "How are you, Mr.
This makes-
President?"
I could reset my Chromebook, but that would take away the magic.
True.
Anyway, what were you saying, Swedish?
Hmm?
What were you saying?
You guys know that that's going to be a whole new brand soap opera show or reality show based on Sylvester Stallone.
There is. I did not know that.
He's going to be like Kardashians.
Oh.
Which, yeah, I never seen Kardashians, and honestly, never real. I never liked that type of shows. They're complete trash, like Paul Reiser's face.
Ooh.
That's his face. That's it.
Yeah, and even as Malak has big butt, big as his moon. Oh wait, that is the
My
moon.
ass ain't as big as Kobo's because he could do a solar eclipse anytime he wants.
It's a good thing I didn't leave you guys. It's a good thing I always have you lot. It's a good thing I have you lot. Fancy.
I mean, we even have our friendly maniac, Princess Dashi.
Hey,
Oh, that reminds me. Dashi,
yeah.
Hay is for horses.
I'm gonna need your permission on something because it's the dumbest thing in the world. It's so great. So I did this for Kovu. I'm not sure if you'll let me, but I basically wrote like a sarcastic thing, like, "Hey, this is what this person's like," and I don't know. I felt like doing it with you, but I don't know.
It's all right. As long as it's not too.
It's not gonna be that bad. I'm just basically gonna be like, how did he even get here? Why is he here? How does the main six know him? Basically, it's that stuff.
I'm fine with that.
It's a more questionable thing. It's gonna be great.
Uh,
Let's see. Oh, Chrome, if you could
Sometimes I-
answer me this one thing.
hey,
I mean, sometimes
I
I
have
even
a
question
question for
about Kubo's sanity.
What's sanity?
Well, I mean, Dashi has a little more common sense than a Kubo do.
mhm.
And Polarizer, I don't think he even have any common sense or even a brain. If he has a brain, he's probably big as a peanut or a pea. Or a walnut. You know why? Because dinosaur has a big brain as a walnut.
Alright, Swedish.
And look
I'll
what
tell you
happened to them.
something, yeah. I'll tell you something.
Hey,
One,
Jane
I
Guy.
don't have a peanut. I don't have big peanut head, yeah. And I
Jane
don't
Guy.
eat peanuts. And two, I'm a very busy man because I work at the hospital. And two, I've been
Yeah,
working
you had a
my
wife.
ass off at the gym. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Try to
And
impress you for your
and
wife.
four, it's just not my girlfriend. We've always been best friends.
Awkward.
Yeah, I know. That's what I don't like. I just don't like silence, man. I don't like when people are not talking and just one of them just is and just one of them talking there. Answer. I'm gonna take a swig of this. Wait, who's breathing in the microphone?
Well, you do. Well, you
no.
do terrible at that. Well, then, Polarizer, you do terrible in that solitary confinement. I'm gonna take you to.
Don't take me into solitary confinement. I'm too young to die.
I'm joking.
The fuck?
Whoa!
What the
What?
heck is that?
That was me.
What the heck is going on? I thought that was someone else.
There's
Blowing.
someone.
Anyways. I want to make a toast.
That's Swedish.
Have
wanna
you
make
guys
a
seen the new Star Wars Bad Batch? By the way,
Well, you know my answer.
No, fuck it. I'm just gonna drink. I'm just gonna drink to all of you here today. And if I didn't meet you guys, I wouldn't know where the fuck I would be in that July.
Polarizer. Polarizer.
look,
I'll
look,
drink
there's
to
a
that
hero.
too.
Cheers. Our friendly heroistic Bigfoot.
I don't have a drink to do cheers with, so I'm gonna have to pretend like this is a drink.
I do wonder, what's the
You're not
difference
going to use your
between?
D20, are you?
I was referring to my phone, but I don't know.
Game guy.
Maybe I can drink its terribleness.
Game guy.
I mean, Malachi's phone is a brick.
What is it, Dashi?
And if you make that story, can you include Rarity as my wife? And she says, "How dare you girls forget about my wife?"
Well, see, problem is,
No,
it's not really a story. It's more so me just like writing about certain characters or objects and stuff like that.
Do my introduction. Let me do my outro.
Because I know Rarity would never turn me down.
Well, I'll put a. You know what? Okay, I have an idea.
We don't know about that.
I'll put a clone of Rarity in there. How about that?
Nope. The actual Rarity.
What do you mean? It's gonna be the real Rarity. It's just gonna be a clone of her that's exactly like her. So it's basically the same thing, right?
No, it's not. A clone is not a real thing.
I don't think you understand how my stories work.
I know, I'm just saying. Or would you rather have her married to someone else?
I mean, the problem is Rarity's with Spike in my things, so it's a little weird.
Ew! He's a baby, dude.
Hey, genius! I grew him up.
That's what she said.
I grew him up, Dashy. Calm down.
I know, but seriously, that's crazy. That's gross.
That's what she said.
Here, I'll give you the way I did it. I had a super genius that can create potions. That's also a skeleton, and I had him speed up the age of Spike to the age of Rarity. That way, it's not weird.
No.
Science.
Okay, do it your way, but
Science. It's great, isn't it?
yes, but people
It
will
doesn't
think
count, Mister. Just don't question it.
in the story that me and Malachi are doing. We had Rarity as my wife, well, which is Dash.
Fine. All right. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. How about this? We'll do this instead. Blue Skull can say.
You can't deny that among many of the shipments that have been done with MLP, ever since Spike and Rary were seen in the first episode, they've been shipping Spike with Rary. And you know what? I appreciate the thought.
Yes, but it's gross. It's way wrong, MLP creators. Wrong.
It's also a piece of fiction.
Yes, but
It's not like it would ever actually happen. And even if it
Unless
did,
he turned to 18 first.
and even if
Rarity
yeah,
is
for all you know,
older.
dragons could
She's
like
gonna be a
I don't know, age
grandmother
faster than
by
ponies.
the
How
time
do you
Spike
know that?
grows up.
Anyway, it
Rarity-
doesn't matter. Here,
in
this
the
is what I'll
last
do.
problem-
I'll have.
Listen, guys. In the last problem, Spike was an adult by then, but Rarity was a grandmother's age.
I shouldn't have said anything. How about that?
Don't add me into stories like that unless if you're gonna.
All right, all right. Here, this is what I'll do.
Wait.
I'll have my dude join your world.
Oh, damn.
There.
No.
Happy
no,
now?
No. It's your choice, but if you're gonna use my OC, just go with my suggestions with my OC.
All right, that's fine. I'll have him join your reality or something like that. Maybe it could be like a mirror world or something like
It's
that. I don't know.
MLP world, always my world.
Insane future. I don't know when.
Okay,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
have
when
to do some really, really ridiculous things.
Today. Okay, so today's.
All right, so let's
Christmas,
see here.
February, so-
Let me just get this straight. Clones are out. Can't have like some sort of like secret sister that nobody knows
Hey,
about.
I
Also
have an-
Rarity.
I have an idea that will make you happy.
September, October,
What
November,
if-
December,
What if Spike is
January,
older
February.
dating Rarity? What if Dashy is in love with a different pony? And Spike could be with Rarity.
That is what I'm saying. I grew him up, and you're not listening to me.
I actually am. I just had a better idea. Spike can still.
Yeah,
be
all
with
right, that works.
Rarity.
So who are you gonna end up with then?
My mother is Luna. In that,
Okay,
What
that's
if-
gonna be a problem.
But not in our
Luna.
third one. It's not.
true. Who do you think my mother should be because she's an alicorn?
Wait.
Okay, you know what? Okay, all right. I have an idea. Here we'll do this.
Someone.
You
I
can
mean,
be
Swedish has done with
some
the-
sort of like son of
Daughter.
Jeebus.
I'm gonna have to grab Roy. Give me 1 second.
My OC is a girl.
Give me 1 second. I'm getting Roy. He's gonna have to help me out with this.
People don't get my OC is a bear.
Whew. Man. Smells like
This
shit.
is-
Smells like dog shit in here.
in your place? Ew.
Probably for we have a dog.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, but he's downstairs, so either that or the house smells. I don't know. After this stream, I'm going back to do some stores, but which one? Yeah, I haven't decided yet. But we'll figure out.
If I remember correctly, did you say that the Malachite story was complete?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can post that if you want.
There's a lot of things happening right now. Actually,
Yeah. Here's
I gave him
the
permission last
thing.
time to post it. I even told him that he could post it on the first of this month, but he hadn't so far.
Here's
the
the thing. Yeah, he didn't tell me exactly how many kids are supposed to be in it.
I don't care.
Um,
It's a mystery. Like
yeah.
the Dashi, the Dashi
Yeah.
and Fleur de Lis story. I did not expect that.
I can say this: it's gonna be at least 4. Since he never told me, and
I
Told
wasn't
me
sure
after.
how to tell him any of the ideas, but because I figured he could probably handle it with his genius and his story thinking, idea
Mhm.
thinking. But I just really wasn't sure about it.
I can say this: it's gonna to be. There are two kids of their own, and adopt 2. The ones are adopting is Pegasus, brother and sister.
Mhm.
The girl is mute, and the brother is deaf.
You mean mute? She can't
Nice.
talk.
So what's happening now?
Yeah, she can talk and he can't hear, but
Uh,
they makes
But
it
that-
perfect.
Yeah,
He
it does.
because if I remember, he became a chef and he became an author.
Uh,
You can still be a chef despite being deaf.
that's true.
I mean, deaf people can actually read people's lips.
That's
Well,
true.
that takes a lot of practice, of course. But if they can do that, impressive. But who
Hey,
wants to read? Who wants to
Oh.
read your lips when you're kind of like when you're yelling? I mean, unless so telepathic. How about if I put someone in a story where they somehow a kid had some telepathic ability? I mean, what if like this? What if a unicorn can use is if the kid is mute, but what if this actually be using its magic to somehow learn a spell to telepathically way to talk?
Twilight
that's-
has a lot of books.
Okay, so what's happening now?
Yep.
Hey, Swedish. I got something to say.
I wanted to do
Can I ask what have you did to the the streams from July of last year? Did you take them down?
Yeah,
I can't find them.
yeah, they're gone.
You're
I deleted my
good,
own.
nah.
Yeah, I deleted them all. The reason is why is well, Stormy had asked me to delete every single one that he appeared in when he's showing himself, since according to his word, that we never had. Well, he never gave me permission to show. But the thing
He
is,
just joined on his own.
yeah, exactly. We never told him to do that, but we managed to. So we managed to make a deal with him so that we had to keep those. And since, but the reason also why he was like that because he was bullied by his teacher for 5 months.
I don't believe that worth a crap.
You know, I mean, he was pretty mad and sad at the same time. So I do believe it is possible he was true on that.
Yeah, but teachers nowadays don't bully students.
They can.
Wait, so what's happening now?
Yes, but some
teachers
get
It
fired.
I wanted to
depends.
put Dashie in the blue skull, but he's being very annoying right now.
No, I'm not.
All right. So what's wrong with it?
Well, Dashie's OC ends up with Rarity, who, as you know, was with Spike, so it's Drabbles can clone her. He doesn't like clones.
Oh my god.
Because
Wait,
you're
hang on a
good.
second. Who says that she has to end up with the clone? Why did-
Like,
You could
you know
just
the-
clone Rarity, and then you could give the
because
real Rarity to
stream-
Dashie and the fake Rarity to Spike.
I was going to relive
Oh,
my,
okay,
my
I get it
second
now.
stream.
I get it now.
Yeah, that could work.
And the clone rarity could it be a different color form?
That's not how dry bones works.
Duh.
Clones are different color than the actual form. Remember, have you seen the Mean Six?
They don't actually exist, though. That's the problem.
Here's the reason about that, Dashi. That was Chrysalis being that.
Yeah,
She
but she
used
looks
wood.
different forms. She's so
She
even mean.
Yeah, but she used wood. And those pieces of wood had a different color. And okay, due to the fact that Starlight, she used a duplication spell, and she became a exact copy of herself. Same colors, everything is identical. So there might even be possible that cloning spell of a unicorn and even alicorn magic could make a perfect copy. Or how about the mirror pool? The mirror pool.
The mirror pool looks
It's
cool.
because that one duplicated Pinky an exact copy. So it could be a spell that could clone a pony character. So it's possible there could be a cloning spell Not necessarily
Mhm.
because the one that one there might be a pony cloning spell, but the one that Chrysalis used may have been changing spell. And
Mm.
since changeling's magic and pony magic are completely different, you think it's possible that it's possible that they're, despite being two different species, that means the magic is different.
Mm. That makes sense. If he was still gonna go with me have the real rarity and him has the clone, I'm fine with that. That'd be cool. See how Spike's reaction is.
Well, the thing is, it's gonna look exactly like Rarity. So
I know, but the everything's the same.
Yeah, exactly. Same cutie mark, same voice, same
Well-
feelings towards Spike, because that's how cloning works, apparently.
True.
Yeah, that's true. But based on in sci-fi, when it comes to clones, like there is a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is part of, called The Sixth Day. He gets cloned, and he ran into the clone of himself, and he has all the memories. But here's the fact that if you were to make an exact clone copy of yourself, and despite that, okay, if the producer were to say, assuming like this, if you make a copy of, say, if Roy would make a copy of himself, and there was a built technology that could to make the clone age by cloning by adding something in a body to make it age faster, because if you clone
But
himself,
not too fast.
yeah, like shortening it faster, and the design, if you like put nanites in a clone body's bloodstream to make that age faster to like his, and that's possible.
True.
But if that happens, then he could have been he will have a clone body of himself, but the clone won't have nothing in its brain, like no consciousness, no personality, and this memories won't be the same, unless there is a machine that somehow could copy his personality and his memories and store that and storing that in some form of computer, and then that from download into the clone body. Because otherwise, okay, since the cloning is real, and it's possible to clone but there is possible to clone a real human to this day, but there are a lot of ethical problems with that. You may think a clone human is easy. No, it's far from that. I can say this: if Game Guy were to call a clone of his late brother Jake, and to turn out he will not be the same as the original Jake, not the same personality. Like Jake could have been a very goofball as before he died, and the new clone, he could be in complete the opposite. He can be more
guys,
as
I'm
he
gonna
can.
head off. So when are you gonna do stream tomorrow? Swedish.
Hopefully.
Alright then, so I know I'm gonna let it, because right now I usually have one of these habits where I just feel like I've been doing it on the stream recently. Sometimes I just feel like I've been depressed over the past last week, and I just feel a bit miserable. I just feel a bit bored, and sometimes I just have this habit of not feeling bothered of doing things. But,
Guys, if you guys hear a some like tank rattle, something rattling around, just to give you a heads up, I am going to be put on oxygen because I could see white dots forming, so I could go into a seizure without oxygen.
All right.
I'm just
But
giving you
like I
guys
said,
heads
though,
up.
yeah, but like I said, if you want to make a clone yourself, is a personality he could have been pretty much
Anyways, I'll see you all
ingoing.
tomorrow. Look, as
Yep, see you
always.
tomorrow.
Thanks first, motherfuckers.
See you later.
See, I'm gonna be right back.
So, like I said, if you want to make a clone yourself, cloning a human is completely illegal, almost the entire world, because that is the closest thing, as we were saying, as play as God. But if you clone someone's organs, like say your own heart, liver, all that, is more legalized. But the same problem is cloning is very difficult. If I ask this, if it's possible to bring back any extinct animals like the mammoths, do you think it's right to bring them back to this world? It seems that it's completely different what they used to live in.
I think it's kind of contradictory.
Sorry, guys, about that. I am not feeling good at all.
Yeah. Yeah, see you when that you're good. Yeah. All right, I'm going back. I'm gonna go back to bed then. All right. I'll tell you.
Crack. Are we doing Malachi?
Hmm?
Are we doing Super Duper Millionaire?
Perhaps. We'll see.
After I mean.
Yeah, I'm not doing the streams for any too long actually. I think maybe another few minutes until when I pass an hour and a half. So Roy left, assuming.
Yeah. I just had to figure out what to do with the whole rarity thing. I thought maybe he'd be able to help. Looks like he did, so
Pretty much.
we've got that figured out. Let's get this. So, what have you been up to, Swedish?
Not much. Just relax for the most part of the day, watch some TV, and that's pretty much it. I haven't really done any serious things today. Just been too lazy for that. Well, I'm always a lazy person. That's why I'm always well. I think the second the most lazy person here would be Mr. Waterfall Mist.
I am not.
Yep, you keep telling you that.
I know.
Oh. So, how is you? What you been up to though?
Me, nothing really.
Play games, look after your dad, sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I didn't really sleep, but that sounded bad.
Excuse me. Oh. Yeah, I might try to figure out. Waterfall. I can say this: there is gonna be another cryptid quiz later on. I might possible to find another, make it possible to make a fourth cryptid, but that one might not be as 80 questions. Perhaps maybe just 50. It depends.
I'm back.
Back.
Hallelujah.
I had to go to the bathroom because I have a stomach bug.
You have a bug in your stomach? That's
It's another word for stomach virus.
I know. Just messing around with you, dude.
I know. Yeah, and then a stomach bug / when I have the stomach bug, my body cannot prevent a seizure from happening. So that's why I have to have oxygen sometimes because my body just stops breathing.
I have a question for all of you. If you were to seen a cockroach crawling on the wall near the ceiling, what would you do? What would you do, or what would you use to get rid of it?
Well, actually, we have two options. Both of them are dads, unfortunately, but we do have two options. Whack it with an oven glove. I'm not kidding with you. I don't know why we use it. It's great. Or vacuum clean it up. We just suck it into the vacuum cleaner. We never see it again. It's ridiculous. Yeah, being honest, I don't know how
we. In the tank part, it would splash it everywhere.
Yeah, that's why we just use the vacuum cleaner just to suck it up and just not deal with it.
Wow.
You know the area. Do you have a bag vacuum?
It's not really a bag vacuum. It's more so one of those vacuums that has like it can go on the floor and you can pick it up and like suck things off like the roof and stuff. Also, Alexandria Rochefort. I'm hoping I said that right. All my years of bad Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is finally caught up to me, says cold Sanu Quebec ill fate OIS 24 negative C.
I think he means it's cold snow in Quebec, which is a city in Canada, and minus 25 Celsius.
I definitely measured that. Hang on 1 second.
And negative 25 Celsius, I actually had experienced that temperature like once where I live. And honestly, I felt I liked it. But we don't get that cold here usually.
So you don't have
we're gonna have like negative 11 degrees here, so
you don't have a vacuum that has brown bags?
No, I don't.
As the carrier?
Okay, I can say the reason why I ask, I saw this on America's Home Funniest Videos.
Yeah.
This girl saw it was a cockroach crawling along the ceiling near the roof, the ceiling. She used, guess what she used?
I don't know. Life water?
Bow and arrow.
Oh my god, did she actually? That's kind of kick ass, actually.
Yeah, and
what happened to it?
She got it.
What do you mean? What happened to us? She got it and it died.
Yeah, here's the thing though.
Whoa.
I mean, catching a trap
Probably.
or catching a cockroach on the wall with a bow and arrow, that's pretty unique way to get rid of it. I
Yeah.
never, I would not in a million years ever thought of to be using that way.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's was a pretty unique way to get rid of a cockroach.
What?
mean-
What size was it? Big size?
Pretty much normal size of a cockroach.
One small normal size.
I actually heard some experts saying that the normal pesticides that we use to get rid of infestation of different bugs or like cockroaches, the most common ones that we use against them will eventually, by perhaps within the next few years, will completely useless.
Huh.
They had discovered that when the cockroach are mating, they release some type of sugar substance in order to in the process of all that. But they discovered that the process can take from a few hours, but now they can take up to only like less than a minute. And that the cockroaches, they can live a week without his own head.
What?
Yeah. And the cockroach itself has been described to be the only known species that will be surviving after a major or a massive nuclear war that would have been wipe out the humans.
Jeez.
But its fact is true. But some experts estimate that the water bears, which is a small microscopic life form, which exists anywhere in the world. Apparently, a normal average sized bed has no, that's not the water bears, but the water bears can exist anywhere, on your clothes, in your hair, basically anywhere. But they're harmless. So they're not affecting you with any diseases. They're completely harmless. But here's the strange thing is, scientists had exposed them to very high doses of gamma radiation, and afterwards, scientists discovered that this water bears, it repairs its own DNA, like it damaged the DNA was repaired naturally. And they had even put, I think, at least a few of those water bears in storage, in cold storage, which literally they almost dried out of this the liquid substance in their bodies, like to make them like a dry, almost like a mummy, in a way. And they have done those like that for 20 years. And after 20 years, they revived them by adding some water to these bears, and they automatically just went back to life. And those water bears had offsprings shortly afterwards, and those offsprings didn't show no defects whatsoever. And those parents who has been stored for 2 decades in that condition, they show nothing. They can survive of high level of radiation, some at the same amount of radiation that would have killed us. But they had the ability to regenerate it, to repair their own actual DNA. And I would not be surprised that scientists and even biologists have been studying this process to maybe somehow duplicate it and give the same ability to humans, or even make it as some form of medicine treatment for, like, say, heart diseases, or even. I mean that ability, it's incredible. I mean, they can actually repair its own DNA after spending 2 decades, perhaps even 100 years in a storage like that, or anything. I mean, the closest thing as humans had to something like that is nanotechnology. But the nanotechnology for humans is way too it's so far from even to being available to public, because that technology is pretty much still on experimental stage. I mean, it's like you won't be given a pill. The pill can contain maybe as say 20 nanots, nanobots, and you swallow it. After maybe a day or maybe a week, you can have millions or perhaps billions of those in your own body. And they have been programmed to repair some damage in your body. Like if you have a broken arm, normally it can take up to like almost 1 or 2 months. But having the nanobots, it can take less than probably, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 hours the whole bone to be repaired, or maybe only like maybe an hour, or maybe as the most lowest time, maybe less than 5 minutes. Think about it. If those kind of things can repair a damage in your own, like if you have a serious, like say, if you have your left arm, from the hand up to your end or to the elbow, the whole hand, 3rd-degree burn, so much serious burn that normally they had to be amputated the arm. But if you had the nanobots, you can then probably see how the skin return back to normal color, and the hair on the body also grows back. That's incredible if that we can actually have that type of technology. But like I said, it's still on the experimental stage level of the development of nanobots. But the nanites, or also it's called, it's an impressive technology. It is, and some people are hoping that this could be the potential cure for AIDS, HIV, cancer, basically anything. But like I said, it's still on the developing stage, because no people, I mean, even they have found this potential of fully functional nanites to help us to repair some damage in your body. If even the company thinks we can immediately start with human trials, that is probably the worst step to do, because even all those simulations had showing has promising views on it, but you don't want to do that at first when you test it on a human. Probably test on maybe smaller life forms like a mouse or rat, because what if the first turn on a human? What if this actually causes a lot more damage instead? I mean, what if it could cause like eternal bleedings, or a brain bleeding of all? That's another thing. You don't want to do that and also in the United States, there's FDA, which is the final organization that gives the final approval of any new type of drug or treatment. If they don't approve it, that treatment will not be released to the public. Let's say if those, like, since GameGod's dad and mom has a slight dementia, if there were some sort of treatment that could improve people with dementia, like say, almost maybe not, perhaps not to cure it entirely, but somehow slow it down, maybe from 60 to almost like 80%, and give them maybe more, maybe 10 or maybe has 20 years until that the process will be slowed down. But if that FDA would have been not approved that one, despite how many promising reports from the test trials, and it would have been a shocking discovery that treatment, or if it was for something that if a medical treatment or company have found a cure for Alzheimer's, and what if that they decide that FDA, despite how many trials, the clinic trials across the country for almost a year, or even what if that this same treatment had been also been in the same process like in somewhere in Europe, same type of treatment, same locations, same number of test people, and every single one has a promising like almost 99.9% good results. But despite that, the European they approve it, but FDA decided not to approve it. I can say that for that would have been shocking. I can give some example. One of my ex, she has this medical condition, makes that she is coughing a lot more because her lungs produce a lot more slime, which makes it sometimes harder for her to breathe. And she has now been approved by a medicine treatment that will help her a lot more. And you may think that this treatment will be available to everyone in my country. The fact is, it's not. It's only been available to certain people for that were required in that conditions that are required. And I was actually surprised that they actually been approved it. And apparently this has been studied in the US and a place in somewhere in Europe. So if this had been approved in Sweden, and that she had been
25
approved
days ago, 25 days ago. Fuck yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
Well, turns out that Amanda will be joining.
Who?
My internet sister.
Or as also known as Emily.
Alright, I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna ruin it.
Nah, that's okay though.
I always ruin things.
Nah, it's fine, dude.
I know.
So, cool. You nut
Yep.
cracker. What are you up to?
Yes. Oh, not much. Just a few editing and all that.
By the way, which system do you guys use in Canada? Is it Fahrenheit or Celsius?
It's Celsius.
So, yeah, but someone actually named Alexandre Rochefort said cold snow Quebec minus 25 Celsius.
Yeah. Well,
And I
in
like-
here where I am, it's minus 35.
Jeez.
Damn, that's
Like-
cold.
35 Celsius minus?
Yep.
How cold
Damn.
is that even compared to like Fahrenheit? Because I have Fahrenheit.
Let me see. I can see that. 35 Celsius to Fahrenheit. That would be negative 31 Fahrenheit.
Oh my god! Wow, that is cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
and somehow
never,
it's still finished.
I can say this. That has never been where I live. Has never even been that cold. The coldest we had is like was around 25 minus, or that would be like 41 Fahrenheit. And that is the temperature I actually did like. I didn't have a jacket on. I didn't even have my long sleeve shirt on. I walked in just in t-shirt. But after I get home, I was so cold. But the reason is why, because I was so overheated. I have been walking fast, and I was like, was warm. So I took it off jacket. So it was like yesterday. After I had went to the store to return some bottles for some money, I don't know if about almost halfway home, I took off my jacket. Just even though the jacket was already open, but I took it off because I was so warm. But I put it back the jacket on later on though, since I just don't want to get too cold. But sometimes I actually can actually handle some of the cold, but it depends.
Yeah, I mean it's also 4 degrees here, so
Yeah, and the coldest that in my country, I can tell this is actually have been. Come on. Oh, the record is so far is negative 60 Fahrenheit, or as in Celsius, minus 51.6, and that's cold. But that was many years ago. That was around. Give me a second. 61 years ago, and that was way far up north. But that was I think was above Arctic Circle,
And
the
way
hottest temp-
before your time.
Yeah, it was way before my time. It was actually around the time of my dad, actually, since he was born 1962. But it was before my mom. She wasn't born until like 1965. But my dad wasn't even, he didn't live in Sweden at the time. He arrived to Sweden when he was around 1966, when he was only 4 years old. When that happened is because my grandfather, he had been looking for a new job to support his family. So he went here first, which makes sense because where would you live? If you bring your whole family and you don't have nowhere to live, like, would you live on the street? Yeah, so he first made an apartment, and I can say this, my grandfather, he was actually he has at least $1 with a different woman. That would be my dad's older half sister. And I actually have, from my dad's side of the family, was aunts is see, I think it's it's actually 3 sisters. One lives in a city that's I have been to many times, but I don't think I never met her. No, if I did, I don't have any memories. The second one, the oldest, she lives almost near the west coast. Maybe not so far from Gothenburg, which is the second biggest city in my country. The third one lives in Spain, which I had probably met, but we hadn't seen her since 1995. Oh wait, no, since 1993 actually. Since The reason is why. Well,
Hello?
she did something that my family
Hello?
didn't approve. Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
Hey.
Basically, she stole some money from my grandmother's late boyfriend shortly after he died, and from some of my parents. And it was not like small amount; it was just like big amount. But almost, I think, was nearly 3 grand. And she moved to Spain, where she still currently lives. But we hadn't even talked to her, seen her in years, for that as a reason. But my mom she has 2 or 3 sisters. One, the youngest one, um, we haven't seen her in a number of years. She's married, have her own kids. The second one we have, I think, but I don't know if I have met the 2 other ones. The one of them I haven't met. If I did, I'd probably have remember her, but we haven't even talked to her since. I think the last time was talked to her was. Give me a second. I think probably almost 20 years. The reason is why. Well, let's see. She has, I think, 3 or 4 kids, but at this point, her youngest son, let's say he was. I mean, at first he appeared to be just a normal, friendly guy. He was way younger than myself, though. I think he was around the same age as my brother. I think maybe a little bit younger. Anyways, he at first appeared to be like a normal, sane guy, which then he started asking me if I could give him my Pokemon card collection. I had at the time probably maybe 100 or 150 cards total. I don't know, but like I said, it's almost 20 years ago. And he said that he would give, but I never did it, of course, which good thing. But then he started to call me that I was dating my own sister.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he started doing that multiple times. And then he could call, hang up, call, hang up, call, repeatedly. And he said something to my mom in a call. And when she called his mom, my aunt, about it, she didn't even try to defend. She didn't try to apologize or anything. So that's the reason why my mom cut the contact with her sister with him. And yeah, it was probably for the best. And then my grandmother, sadly, she passed away in 2014. Her last boyfriend that she lived with, sadly, he passed away 1 year, 1 month after she passed away. I mean, he was like, even though they were never married, but he was like a grandfather to us. So in a sense, we have 3 grandfathers. I mean, my mom's biological grandfather, and my adopted one, and the one my grandmother had. Sadly, my biological grandfather passed away some years ago. Never met him. The last time my mom saw him, I think she was 13 or 14. Let's say it was the reason why she was put adoption, because well, let's say that they were abusive ones.
Oh
Like-
god, I hate those kind of parents.
Drug addicts.
Oh,
Well,
I hate those
they-
parents. Sometimes I just want to smoke the shit out of them.
They tried to suffocate my mom when she was as a baby with a
Oh.
pillow.
What?
Yep, and even tried to use a meat axe on her back.
oh,
Yep. So she was only a few months old when she was adopted. Even though that my grandmother my late grandmother and my biological grandfather, sure, they could have been strict, sometimes yelling at her, but at least they gave her a lovely home. And here's another thing is, my late grandmother, she never approved my dad in the beginning. The reason is not because he was a criminal or anything. No, that's not like anything like that. The reason is why he was a Swedish born. He was from Finland.
Seriously?
Yeah, he was from Finland. Because it was that he was a Finnish man from Finland. That was the reason. But of course, over time, she approved him. My grandmother, though, she was actually not a bad cook. She made a lot of good things, and the most funny part of what she did for us for one of our birthday, when she gave us money, she didn't give us any bills. She always gave us coins. Like if I would have 100, 150, look, we can give one of those plastic. You know what those let's say like anyway, so she gave it that amount each almost every time. I was like, seriously? At least my grandfather gave us bills. Sometimes maybe that. I mean, it is a Sandler. I never went to her funeral, but I was going to, but never did. For a reason is that the day before, I actually had a serious fight with my parents. I don't even remember what, so I refused to go, so I stayed home. And yeah, but I did went to her boyfriend's funeral when he died. That was my only, as far as I know, my first funeral I've been to. Well, except for my, and the second one was an old coworker from my old job. I can tell that story for Amanda. This is kind of big weird. It's we were sitting in the church. We were sitting in those benches, and this type of bench have a small door, like a small hatch to it, but I couldn't close it. I couldn't even lock the door. So my former supervisor sat next to me. She tried multiple times, but she couldn't lock it either. Here is the most odd thing. When the coffin would have been passed along the aisle, when the coffin was just next to the door, suddenly the door got locked. She believed that the spirit of the man, did it. Because when he was working, he was always the one who fixed things or tried to repair things. So she believes that was him. And I don't deny it. I strongly believe it was actually him. Even that was probably my second encounter with the paranormal. Amanda, are you a fan of horror movies or paranormal?
Yes.
Have you seen the Paranormal Activity?
I think so. Oh, it was a long time ago, probably.
Yeah, I've seen probably only two of them. In the first movie, near the end, let's say it was kind of but creepy, but also a bit disturbing, since the teenage daughter, is standing behind her father in a couch and grab his head and snap his neck. Literally. Kind of, she was possessed by the demon or something, but there is one movie which is a sci-fi, but also a bit of horror, called Area 51. This is about a group of teenagers who wants to go inside that facility to find actual proof that they have aliens there. They managed to get in, but they had to break in to an Area 51 employee's home to copy his ID. And let's say he actually they managed to get in and found this type of underground caverns. It contained those Roswell gray aliens. Sadly, they released by accident one of the UFOs that was contained there, and all of them, they died. Yeah, so I only saw the movie once, but I wasn't even scared of anything. It's just not my type of movie, to be honest. These days, a type of sci-fi and horror movies. Oh boy, I don't tell you. The horror movies. I mean, most of the horror movies from the early 2000s, 2010s, or 2020s so far had always been such complete garbage.
I mean, hey, there were some pretty good horror movies back then. I mean, one I still watch around Halloween sometimes is from 1973, and it's called Horror Express.
Never heard of it.
It's a show. It's a show. In the movie, a professor is transporting some frozen creature that he found, and I think it was like a cave. He's transported in a crate on a train, and at the beginning, a thief that was trying to get into the crate was suddenly found dead on the station platform, and some monk said that the crate had some evil in it, and this professor, a rival of his, paid the conductor or the luggage man to check the crate, and then he is found dead inside the crate. Because the creature, he had like a red eye, and it erased, I think, all of the baggage man's or conductor's memory. And when they cut his head open, his brain, instead of being all cringy and raving with all those lines in it, it was found smooth all over like a baby's bottom. And his eyes were completely blank white with blood coming out of them.
Well, the been saying this, usually horror movies from the 60s until like the 90s is what I would call the golden age of horror movies. I mean, some horror movies. Okay, I can give the credits to the horror movies from the late 2000s up to now. I mean, some of the makeup and how the special effects had improved, yes, but it doesn't have the same feeling. That it's like the Final Destination movies, or as a Scream movies franchise. I only seen so far probably like 4 of them. I haven't seen the 5th and the 6th movie, and it's going to be a 7th, I believe it was. And I mean, those movies were good. And honestly, I haven't even seen Halloween franchise. I haven't even seen the one with Freddy Krueger. I haven't even seen any of the first Friday 13 movies. The only movie I have seen with Jason Voorhees is Jason X, the last one. That movie completely sucks. Even though they take place in far future, like in the later I believe it was sometimes in 2400. And yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, the movie itself was just completely trash. I give the credit to some older, like, what was his name? Hitchcock's The Birds. I had never seen that movie.
Were you talking about Alfred Hitchcock?
Yeah.
One movie by him that I wish I could see sometime was Strangers on a Train.
Here's the one funny thing is, Alfred Hitchcock, he was nominated many Oscars every single time when he was in that, but never did win any. he was always nominated for some of them, but never did get any. To be honest, every single those people that get nominated doesn't even get any, which is, to be honest, it is fair. But there is one movie that I did see. This was back in 1958. Damn. It's about giant ants. Those ants were big as a house. I'm thinking like a two-floor house. There's one movie There's one movie. Eight-Leg Freak with those spiders. That's kind of good movie.
Oh, you mean the one where some natural nuclear flask liquid is found in some swamp water, and some guy that didn't see the barrel found some crickets and fed them to the spiders, and then they grew and killed them, and then started terrorizing the town, including trapdoor spiders.
Yeah, and I think that they actually found this, and that they managed to kill them by blowing them up inside this old abandoned coal mine and this the mall that had been constructed outside of town. That movie was pretty good, despite that was a little bit. Here's the thing: that is one movie that my girlfriend would never see because she is terrified of spiders. I don't blame her though.
I mean, I have actually seen a clip of when the spiders invaded the mall, with that big spider tearing down the mall door that was trying to keep him from getting in. One guy who was trying to find something to protect him with, I think he was kind of inspired by the Pain American Gothic, because he grabbed a pitchfork and at the end of this clip, you see him, walking around, and then behind you see like one of them camping tents kind of turning and following him. He turns around to see it, and the spider just jumps out and kills him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, you could have done better. You could have grabbed an axe.
Or a flamethrower. Yeah, I do think this the end. Okay, the only one character in the movie was this the one that the guy who was living in his trailer and talking about this government conspiracies. And when he tried to broadcast about this giant spiders invasion, of course, no one even didn't believe him because how many times he talked about conspiracy. So, and near the end of the movie, you can see when he talks and has a gold tooth. Turned out there was one last major vein of gold in that old abandoned mine. And here's another thing: when they were in the mine, that one of the people, the aunt to one of the guys, she was about to try to let a cigarette, but he told her not to, because the mine was completely filled with methane gas, and that
like
is dangerous.
So fumes.
Yeah. And if you light any cigarette or even a match or a lighter in something near there's methane, boom, you have an explosion. Like bigger than 4th of July.
You know what? That kind of makes me think of an explosion that I saw in another horror film I kind of like watching. It's called Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It's an 80s film. This postman and 3 of his buddies kill a man that they thought had raped a girl, but it turned out this girl was actually bitten by a dog. And they realized real quick their mistake, that they had killed an innocent man. And this guy's mother, who had dressed him up as the Scarecrow, she told them that there will be consequences and such. The postman later in the film went to her house, snuck in without her knowing, and he gave her a heart attack, and he like bumps the pipe to where there's gas coming into the house. It catches her lit fireplace and blows the house up, killing her.
Yikes, that's insane. I think about that time maybe I end the stream here, but I mean, if you want to still do this, later. I cannot even do it the same as he does it. And if Amanda,
super millionaire.
yeah, if Amanda would deploy it, it's kind of cool. So
Well, I don't think
Don't
you've
worry.
introduced Amanda to it yet. It's basically a trivia game.
yeah, we have played it so many times I lost count.
Yep.
Well, everyone, I think it's time to end here. So, I'm not so certain if I can stream tomorrow. That depends on if I have any hours left. If I can't, the next game show will be on next Saturday because it gets reset on Saturday. So, but that depends, of course, if Malachite or Waterfall if he can actually do it.
I mean, I probably would have preferred. I would have suggested the Friday like before Saturday, but since you said about the hours, I can understand that.
Yeah. But I could always do this, though. If I could always do that, maybe either the 17th or 24th. Of course, that depends if I still have any hours left of that one. I mean, I have actually been working on a few more quiz. Let's see if I can find those. Give me a second. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. I have done one with about TV shows. It's basically is mixed of cartoons, sci-fi, and a little bit mixed. And it's involved shows that is from US, Canada, or even European shows. And the second one is that I did cryptid. And I didn't put that question you asked me not to be used. And it's possible it can maybe be a fourth cryptid quiz. It's depending if I can find about maybe 80 questions. If I can't, perhaps that will probably 50.
Well,
It depends.
if you were to do a fourth cryptid quiz, but you can't find me questions about any of the cryptids, I might suggest looking into maybe supernatural movies just to make it a bit more like a cryptid supernatural theming.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing. When I do this, when the cryptids, I mean, when I did find cryptids that was those going back as the ancient times, but those are ones I will not include because they have been like ancient history. I only take those that can be from this. I mean, I only take those that have been seen since, like, say, maybe as the one as from maybe as 1300 onwards, because and that would not include like the basilisk because they are not cryptid. They are, of course, there have been historical mythical creature, but it doesn't include. That would be like, but of course, like the skinwalker or Wendigos, they have been part of the Native Americans, like in Navajo, for centuries, for thousands of years. But they wouldn't. They will be as how to say, an exception, because there have been reports even to modern times by multiple people. But I mean, if I was to do supernatural, would that include, like, say, black-eyed children? Waterfall. Waterfall. Waterfall.
Yes.
Would the black-eyed children count as supernatural? because they had only been released since the late 90s, I believe, until like 2000s.
Well, if you know anything, well, if they have any supernatural stuff going towards them, then I guess that could kind of count as supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Given the way you've been saying, I can recall you talking about this particular type of children. When you first introduced Fire Guys to Lord and the Brothers, Godzilla Robot Gamer, in that stream back in April 2021, which you still have online, by the way. That was quite cool. The one where I asked the question of if you liked Bolin, and Fire Guys showed two of her cats on cam.
I don't remember
you
that
talking
one though.
about that, and well, it was also the one where you guys were talking about eye color, and I think Lord said he had turquoise colored eyes.
It's possible to have turquoise.
I mean, my color eyes go from blue to like a silverish blue to silverish green.
Mine are more hazel.
Mine are blue, and my girlfriend's is about green.
That's what my mom says. I have too, hazel, going from blue to green, back and forth.
Well, look who's here, Smith and Super Deadeye up the west. He's showing up another one of my people that have been subscribed to me, and also one of those who's been in the chats a couple of times before. He did literally show up just before I'm about to end the stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it happens.
Hey, Swedish.
Hmm?
That is actually a pretty good story idea. Sunset and Dashi.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea.
I also said that I made this history quiz for a future one. I decided to make multiple ones, but it will include like Canadian history, American history, Swedish history, maybe Russian, perhaps even just Japanese history. So I've been making more as multiple different separate countries. I do make the first I would consider is American. But of course, it will not include anything that's Black history. If you're meaning about, say, the Civil War era, or something like that. If you refer to Black history, that depends on exactly what you mean in about Black history, Smith and Daft Super Deadeye. Since because I don't want to be offending anyone who has just been saying, if I'm saying that like now. So of course, when it comes to those history, it will, of course, not only be from modern history. They can be as prehistory, like say as thousands of years ago, before even recording history, and sometimes up to modern times. But they will, of course, only be based on historical discoveries, facts, like archaeological finds. Let's say, like if let's say it's like when did the first human arrive to, say, Australia, which is something I already know. So yeah, so the next game show will probably might possibly be the 17th, and that will be about random space stuff. And Waterfall, aka Malachite, will be the host of that one alone. I mean, I don't mind others to be the host of the game show. I mean, Game Guy and Roy have been the ones before. And I mean,
a little bit later on in Discord, I do want to talk to you about something, and do want your opinion on it. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So basically, if anyone of you guys here want to do a game stream, game show stream, and you want to be the host,
English. Thank
shut
you.
up, shut up. Before I get your ball, before I kick your balls in. But basically, though, if any of you guys want to be the host for a game show stream, if you want to make your own questions, that's fine. But you have to remember that it had to be from A. The options would have to be A, B, and C, and D. At least 4 options, and it had to be at least some of the questions had to be hard questions and some trick questions like yes or no. And
Or
if you
true and
really-
false.
No, that works though, because if you really want to do that, but of course, normally I do my questions with 80 plus a tiebreaker, which would be included as 81st question. But since Game Guy had done one with 90 questions before, so I mean I don't think 80 is the standard. They can be as maybe 100, since I have a history question quiz with 100 question on. So if you want to make as only 80 or perhaps 60 questions, that's fine. But it had to be at least a number of questions. So like 10 questions, that is too low. My only requirement that if you want to do a game show, it had to be at least perhaps from between 80 and 100, at least there. But if you couldn't come up with any more than 60 questions, that could have been fine. But if you could make it at least in like 70 questions, that's also okay. But it cannot be less than 70 questions otherwise. So if you want to do questions like say about anime or even about movies, that's fine. Since I know that Game Guy had made another quest of the back rooms, which is 90, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say if Dashi wants to do a quiz about something, and he wants to be the host, all he had to do is telling me about it, either on Facebook or on Discord. And if Kuvu wants to be the host about something, all he had to do is reach out to me, and I would tell him like either from max 70 or up to like 100 questions. It depends, and of course, if it tells me the topic, that's fine. It has to be as anything actually. And if Amanda wants to do anything, so that's something that she likes to watch. Let's say if you want to do questions about The Walking Dead or anything other horror contents.
Or Ruby.
No, Ruby, that's something. I don't even know. I know just about it that I never know about the name, but haven't seen the show. And or if like say if Kuvu want to make My Hero Academia type of show questions.
I don't know that name, but I've heard about it.
Or if you want to make, if anyone you want to make anything about, say, Naruto or Mario.
Oh, that would be good.
Or if Game Guy want to do anything about Mario, or anything that's any questions that involve Nintendo. Or if you want to do anything about Sonic or any Disney questions. But you had to tell me first about it, since I'm the one who actually makes the streams, and I am the one who has a final word in it. If you have questions, that's of course, since I am the one that's made the final word. If you won't have to make a questions about something, and of course, it cannot be included. That's nothing that involves any serious, like say, okay, I can give one example. if I would put a question in one thing where it involves, say, a character would have murdered his whole family as like a yes or no question, like as a true or false.
Ah, dang it.
That can actually be approved because I actually put that type of question in one of my future streams for that. And of course, it like I said, it depends. It depends on, of course, from which show or any source you want to do it. If you want to do anything about supernatural, okay, that's fine. But you just make sure that the question isn't describing any too gruesome or horrifying. Just like if you do something about vampires, or I mean, you probably know what I mean. It's just make sure that it doesn't get too violent or gruesome or in that sense.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
makes sense.
if Dashi want to make us three questions about supernatural, like vampires, monsters, or anything like it, sure, that's fine.
Dashy is
But
a vampire, so why are we asking?
Yeah, she's a great vampire.
She's the
What is the
creepiest.
biggest?
That would have been Waterfall's lover.
Again, I'll say it again. I don't fear grape juice vampires.
Oh yeah, yeah. But anyways, if you want to, but if any one of your friends, or if any of you want to be the host, just tell me, ask me, and tell me what you had in mind for questions, and I require between 70 as max 100 questions. I don't want to get too many questions. Like if you say like I had only made 200, I am meant to say that's too many.
I did 100. I have 100 for the space one, but I added 2 more questions. I might add them as a possibility.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
those 2 were just in case.
yeah,
of time,
I mean, I
but
think
I
the
might
most
add
I can
them to
think
it.
of. Well, the most I can think of is maybe as 110. I mean, if you did 100, if you made 200 questions, the other 100 questions could be maybe useful later, because I didn't want to have that too long stream. That's just that.
Understandable.
I mean, hey, that might be that could be a fun thing to do. Maybe 150 question quiz.
Nah, that would be too much.
I mean, we go as far as 100, and plus we've had many hours of good fun, so that could be a possibility someday.
Possible. Yeah, I think it's about time to end here. So,
All right.
Thank fucking God.
Super Millionaire.
I said, thank fucking God.
Rude.
Well, everyone, this has been
Sorry.
Switch Diablo signing off. Bye.
Bye.
And don't forget, stay covalicious.
I already forgot.